Dear friends, welcome to my channel. Urgent news has come in from Russian territory. There, as a result of an operation carried out by the Security Service of Ukraine, an operation called WEB, 4 enemy military air bases were struck. Olenya in the Murmansk region, Diaghilevo in Ryazan, Belaya in Irkutsk, and Ivanovo in Ivanovo. This information has already been confirmed by numerous local Z Telegram channels, propagandists, as well as representatives of the local authorities. Everywhere, the account of the attack on the Russian military bases is described as follows. From trucks that had been brought in advance to areas adjacent to the Russian military bases, Ukrainian FPV drones began to take off, which then struck Russian strategic bombers. As a result of the attacks, Russia lost about 40 aircraft, and the outcome of this attack is still being verified and confirmed. At the moment, it is reported that a Russian A-50 aircraft, which directs Russian strategic aviation to Ukrainian air defense systems, as well as strategic bombers Tu-95 and Tu-22M3 have been hit. All of these aircraft are no longer produced by the Russian Federation, meaning the occupying army has no replacements for them. It is reported that Operation Web was prepared over the course of a year and a half. Initially, Ukrainian FPV drones were transported to the territory of the neighboring state, where they remained hidden in caches the entire time. Subsequently, wooden sheds were sent there, which, upon receiving a remotely transmitted signal, would open up, allowing the FPV drones to launch and attack the Russian strategic bombers. As a result of today's attack by Russian strategic aviation, irreparable damage was caused. This is being reported by the main enemy Telegram channels, particularly by the 2 majors, Fighter and Bomber, among others. And propagandist Margarita Simonyan has already stated that if it weren't for the complicated political situation in Russia, which demands her full commitment, she would have already ended her career. According to the latest information from the Security Service of Ukraine, at least 41 enemy strategic aviation aircraft have been hit. The operation was personally overseen by President Volodymyr Zelensky, carried out by Vasyl Malyuk, head of the Security Service of Ukraine, and the SBU team. The operation was extremely complex from a logistical standpoint. All the videos that are being shown today by various enemy Telegram channels clearly demonstrate just how extremely difficult it was to execute. Russian propagandists have already, in fact, called today's operation the Russian Pearl Harbor. Here's what former Party of Regions member and fugitive deputy Oleg Tsaryov writes about this. For some reason, many people believe that we will definitely respond with a powerful strike now, since our strategic aviation has suffered serious damage. They say this is our Russian Pearl Harbor and that there will be just as tough a response as there was after that attack, but I don't think so. Our Black Sea Fleet has already suffered enormous damage. It couldn't get any worse. And did we strike back then? A video also appeared in one of the Telegram channels, reportedly filmed in the Amur region, near the settlement of Serashevo, close to an airbase with the symbolic name Ukrainka. In it, a person enters a container that is completely identical to the other containers used during this operation, and an explosion occurs. It is reported that the person in the video was killed. Telegram channels are also circulating a video of a man who is allegedly one of the truck drivers who launched Ukrainian drones. He was found strangled with plastic zip ties. The location where the video was filmed is unknown. It is reported that he was strangled with 4 plastic zip ties. A red level drone threat alert has also been declared in the settlement of Engels in the Saratov region. As one Russian Telegram channel writes, well, come on, maybe at least we won't screw up Engels. The air defense is ready. Here's another quote from Zarev. The drone attack was launched from a truck. The truck driver was used without his knowledge. He was simply told to deliver the truck to a certain location. The drones were controlled remotely. An attack on the strategic aviation airfield in the Murmansk region. Apparently, a similar attack took place in the Kursk region as well. And here's what a leading enemy Telegram channel, which covers aviation activities, writes. At least 2 long-range aviation airfields were attacked by drones. Since the drones were used from the shortest possible distance, naturally, it was impossible to move the aircraft out of harm's way, just as it was impossible to use Pantsir S-300 and so on against them. I think the attack was unexpected even for the air defense crews with their Jedi swords, so the news is unlikely to be good. Numerous enemy telegram channels are, in essence, congratulating the Ukrainian special services on carrying out a brilliant operation. As one Russian telegram channel writes, these little gadgets have basically deprived us of our strategic aviation. Enemy telegram channels are also actively discussing the possibility of a retaliatory strike. In particular, the idea has arisen, naturally as always, of carrying out a nuclear strike. However, most enemy telegram channels consider this idea unserious. Specifically, the well-known propagandist and State Duma deputy Yevgeny Popov wrote that, of course, no one is going to launch a nuclear strike or use an Oreshnik against enemy territory. Moreover, a debate immediately arose about whether the Russian delegation should even go to the negotiations in Istanbul after this disgrace, which are scheduled for Monday, June 2nd, but apparently there won't be any surprises. TASS reported that the Russian delegation is already heading to Istanbul. Well, as they say, they just had to swallow their pride. At the moment, there is no information about the Kremlin's reaction to this situation. It's absolutely clear that there will be outcries and voices calling for the use of nuclear weapons or, at the very least, an intercontinental ballistic missile. The Oreshnik, which exists as a single unit, let me remind you, the enemy currently has no others. Nevertheless, all these discussions are being met with more than a little skepticism, even, I'll repeat once again, by the most hardline Z-Telegram channels. The numerous videos that appeared online today also undermine any attempts to conceal the extent of the damage caused. There are already hundreds of these videos, and Russian Telegram channels, it seems, are eagerly reposting them. The overall mood of the Russian information community is one of panic and defeatism. Well, at least as of today, and most importantly, of course, they blame the military and the Russian leadership for this. How? The key question, how could they have missed such an attack? They were preparing for an attack by large airplane-type drones at night, first and foremost, but as enemy telegram channels report, instead, the Ukrainians carried out the attack with small FPV drones during the daytime, when no one was really expecting it. In Olenegorsk, local residents are reporting explosions and fires. It is reported that the truck driver who delivered these FPV drones directly to the airfield has already been detained. It is also reported that Tu-22M3 bombers, which are capable of carrying nuclear weapons, are based at Olenia airfield. In the Irkutsk region, drones struck a military unit in the village of Sredny in the Usolsky district. This information was confirmed by Governor Igor Kobzev. There is the Belaya military base where the 200th Guards Heavy Bomber Aviation Brest Red Banner Regiment is stationed, equipped with Tu-22M3 strategic bombers. Additionally, the governor of the Ryazan region, Pavel Malkov, confirmed an attack in the region, specifically at the Dyagilevo airfield. Heavy bombers Tu-22M3 and Tu-95MS are based there. At the Ivanovo airfield, it is most likely that A-50 long-range radar surveillance and control aircraft were hit, which Russian forces used to detect Ukrainian air defense systems. In any case, according to Ukrainian estimates, the total damage from the attack exceeded $2 billion. In one of the videos published by the media, you can hear the voice of the head of the security service, Vasil Malyuk, saying, "Now this is a beautiful sight, Belaya airfield, strategic enemy aviation. The key point is the summary from the aforementioned Telegram channel Fighter Bomber, which writes, today will later be called a black day for Russia's long-range aviation, and the day isn't over yet. As of today, the operation appears significant regardless of to what extent or in what percentage it was carried out. It is clear that an operation of such complexity cannot be executed perfectly, 100%. There also appeared a video showing Russian citizens civilians rushing at one of the trucks and pelting it with stones, preventing all the drones from taking off. Additionally, all the trucks used in this operation were equipped with a self-destruct mechanism. There are already quite a few videos online showing them exploding and burning. In other words, there will be virtually no traces left for the Russian special services to discover what happened. Well, as of today, I'll say it again, the day really does look like a complete rout of Russian strategic aviation. The Russian Pearl Harbor, as it was called by pro-military telegram channels. What will the situation look like by this evening? We'll see. If I have the chance today, I'll try to record another video. Friends, that's the breaking news we have for this hour. Take care of yourselves. Subscribe to the channel. Glory to the armed forces of Ukraine. Glory to the Ukrainian special forces. Glory to the Ukrainian territorial defense forces, and glory to the security service of Ukraine for today's operation. As always, this was Major Taras BEREZOVETS of the Ukrainian Army with you. Until next time. Bye-bye.